welcome to the deep dive. You know, getting ready for this, it hit me, we're basically time travelers today.
Oh, yeah.
All thanks to that Year Million episode you sent over.
Ah, that's a good one.
Buckle up, because this National Geographic show throws us 1,000 years into the future.
Wow.
To explore some wild ideas about how humanity might survive.
And they don't hold back.
No, they don't.
This episode is packed with predictions that
Yeah.
really make you think
Yeah.
about what's actually possible.
It does.
Which is exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so that scene with the broken cup transforming into a wind turbine model,
Yeah,
straight out of sci-fi movie, right?
totally.
Okay.
That's the idea of programmable matter.
Okay,
Basically materials that can just rearrange their structure on demand.
so...
Imagine buildings morphing to withstand earthquakes
Oh, wow.
or roads repairing themselves. We're not just talking 3D printing here.
No.
This is objects adapting in real time.
Wow. And the crazy thing is, scientists are actually working on this.
They are.
Yeah, in self-assembly labs.
Wow.
They're using things like magnetic fields
Okay.
and light to manipulate tiny particles, making them assemble into different shapes.
The potential is huge,
Right.
but the challenges are massive.
Yeah, I bet.
We're talking about controlling trillions of microscopic particles
Oh, my goodness.
to form these complex structures.
All right.
The energy requirements alone would be astronomical.
I can imagine.
And the complexity of programming such adaptable materials is beyond anything we can currently handle.
So, like, we're not quite there yet.
Not quite.
Okay, so programmable matter has its limits.
Yeah.
And Year Million cleverly uses this to introduce the search for Planet B.
Right.
As climate change intensifies, they show us,
Yeah?
the potential of this matter to mitigate some effects, but ultimately it's not enough.
Not 100%.
So that's where terraforming comes in.
Exactly.
So terraforming is the idea of modifying a planet's environment
Yeah.
to make it habitable for us humans, right?
Right. And, most people immediately jump to Mars when they hear terraforming,
Of course.
which is understandable. It's relatively close.
Yeah.
There's evidence of water ice
Okay.
and some trapped oxygen.
So let's talk Mars.
Sure.
What would actually be involved in terraforming the red planet?
Well, one proposed method involves releasing greenhouse gases
Okay.
into the Martian atmosphere to trigger a warming effect.
So kind of like what we're accidentally doing here,
A little bit, yeah.
but intentionally there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melting those ice caps could release more CO2 and water vapor,
Right.
thickening the atmosphere.
And then potentially leading to...
Liquid water on the surface.
I've always wondered, though, haven't we already kind of done this
Kinda, yeah.
on a smaller scale?
Yeah.
Like with Ascension Island?
Oh, yeah.
I remember reading about how Darwin was involved in transforming it
Yeah.
from this barren volcanic rock into a habitable island.
You're absolutely right.
So it's not pure science fiction?
No, it's not just theory.
But Ascension Island is tiny
Yeah,
compared to an entire planet.
for sure.
So what kind of ecological impact would terraforming Mars have?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And it's where things get ethically tricky.
Okay.
Ascension Island actually serves as a cautionary tale.
Right.
While it thrived,
Right.
the introduced species had a major impact on the native flora and fauna. Imagine that on a planetary scale.
Yeah.
It's a big question mark.
So Mars might be on the table,
Potentially.
but we got to tread carefully.
Very carefully.
But Year Million doesn't stop there.
No.
They take us on a tour of another potential terraforming candidate,
Oh, where?
Europa, one of Jupiter's moons.
Ah, Europa.
This is where things get even more interesting.
Definitely.
Europa is fascinating because it has this vast subsurface ocean,
Right.
which could potentially harbor extraterrestrial life.
That's the big question.
And the show really highlights this ethical dilemma. Do we prioritize human expansion, even if it means potentially jeopardizing alien life?
It's a tough one.
It is.
A question that has been debated for decades.
It has.
Year Million even cleverly references
They do.
a quote from 2010, the year we make contact,
Oh, nice.
where aliens actually warn humans against landing on Europa.
That's pretty cool.
Some people argue for full-scale terraforming
Okay.
to make it suitable for us,
Right.
while others suggest a more cautious approach,
Yeah.
establishing small contained habitats to minimize our impact.
So two different approaches.
Very different.
But even getting to Europa,
Uh-huh.
let alone terraforming it,
Right.
would require a ridiculous amount of energy.
For sure.
And that brings us to another mind-blowing concept from the show,
Which is?
the Dyson sphere.
Oh, wow.
They showed this massive structure built around the sun,
Yeah.
harnessing its energy.
The Dyson sphere is a wild idea.
It is.
It represents a civilization that has moved far beyond our current level
I bet.
on the Kardashev scale. Okay.
Which ranks civilizations based on energy consumption.
So where are we on that scale?
Right now, humanity hasn't even hit level 1.
Really?
We're like level 0.7 or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Dyson sphere would basically catapult us to level 2,
Wow.
allowing us to tap into the full power of a star.
But how on Earth?
Or rather, off Earth.
Right, good point.
Would we even begin to build something that massive?
Yeah, I mean...
Where would we even get the materials?
Right.
Year Million suggests some pretty radical ideas,
Yeah.
like mining asteroids
Okay.
and even dismantling planets like Mercury
Wow.
to get the necessary raw materials.
Can you imagine the debates that would spark?
Oh, absolutely.
It'd make today's space treaties look like child's play?
100%.
Space could become the Wild West all over again?
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, imagine we somehow managed to build this Dyson sphere.
Okay.
Power up our interplanetary civilization.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be about time to bump into some aliens?
Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, space is mind-bogglingly huge.
It is.
We can't be the only ones, right?
That's the age-old question, isn't it?
It is.
And Year Million plays with this beautifully
Yeah.
by touching on the Fermi paradox,
Yeah.
that head-scratching contradiction
Yeah.
between the high probability of alien life existing
Right.
and the fact that we haven't found any solid evidence yet.
So where is everybody?
That is the question.
What are some of the theories this show explores?
Well, one possibility is that intelligence might be a relatively short-lived phenomenon.
Okay.
Maybe civilizations tend to self-destruct
Mm,
or get wiped out by natural disasters
Mhm.
before they can even achieve interstellar travel.
kind of a bummer, but yeah.
It's a possibility.
Let's go with a more optimistic theory.
Okay.
Any others?
Another theory is that advanced civilizations
Yeah.
might exist in forms we can't even comprehend.
Okay.
Perhaps they've transcended physical limitations and live in virtual worlds.
Like a metaverse.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or they've mastered technology to a point where they're indistinguishable from natural phenomena.
So they could be all around us,
Potentially.
and we just wouldn't even recognize them.
We might just not see it.
Okay. That's both fascinating and a little bit creepy.
Yeah, it is.
What if we're just too primitive for them to even bother with us?
It's possible.
Like, imagine trying to have a meaningful conversation
Yeah.
with an ant colony.
It's a humbling thought for sure.
It is.
Makes you wonder if those hypothetical aliens out there are even interested in interacting
Yeah.
with a species that's still squabbling over resources and struggling to manage its own planet.
Ouch. Point taken.
Just a thought.
But speaking of managing our own planet,
Yeah.
Year Million doesn't just focus on escaping to the stars.
No, they don't.
They also explore the possibility of creating sustainable ecosystems here on Earth.
They do.
They hint at developing self-sustaining environments within giant biodomes
Oh, wow.
using advanced technology to create these closed-loop systems where resources are recycled and renewable energy sources power our cities.
It's like creating miniature Earths within Earth,
Wow, that's amazing.
shielded from the harsh realities of a changing climate.
Okay, so maybe we don't need to colonize other planets after all.
Maybe not.
Maybe the future lies in creating sustainable havens right here.
It's a possibility.
It's a fascinating idea, and it raises some intriguing questions
Not quite.
about social equity.
Huh.
Who gets access to these climate-controlled havens?
Right.
Who controls the technology that makes them possible?
Yeah. Those are all themes Year Million touches on,
We do.
suggesting that the future will be shaped not just by technology, but by the choices we make about how to use it.
Speaking of technology shaping our lives,
Yeah.
how about that concept of uploading our consciousness
Oh, wow.
into a digital realm,
The metaverse.
the metaverse?
Yeah.
It blurs the lines between reality and simulation,
It does.
offering the possibility of virtual immortality and limitless experiences.
Wow.
But what does that even mean for our sense of self?
That's a question philosophers have been pondering for centuries.
I bet.
And Year Million takes it to a whole new level.
They do?
If we can exist in a digital world, is that truly living?
Right.
What happens to our bodies?
Yeah.
Our relationships?
It's a Pandora's
It
box
really is.
of philosophical and ethical dilemmas.
100%.
It's almost too much to process.
It is a lot to take in.
But that's what makes Year Million so compelling.
It is.
It's not just about predicting the future.
Yeah.
It's about making us think critically about what kind of future we want to create.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a perfect place to pause for now.
Agreed.
In the next part, we'll delve deeper into these competing visions of the future.
Looking forward to it.
Exploring the choices and challenges that lie ahead for humanity.
Both on Earth and beyond.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to our deep dive into year million.
Last time, we were talking about some pretty mind-blowing ideas.
Yeah.
Programmable matter, terraforming Dyson spheres.
Right.
All pushing the limits of what we consider possible.
Absolutely.
And the thing that really struck me
Yeah.
was the way the show balances that sense of wonder
Right.
with a dose of realism.
Yeah, they do a good job with that.
It's not all shiny spaceships and futuristic cities.
No, not at all.
There's a real awareness of the challenges
Absolutely.
and the sacrifices that would come with such massive technological advancements.
Right.
And that really comes through
Yeah.
in the portrayal of the choice between focusing on space exploration and prioritizing Earth sustainability. Year million doesn't shy away from showcasing the allure of venturing beyond our solar system.
It's a classic human desire.
Discovering new worlds.
Yeah.
Encountering alien life.
It's out there.
Right. It's like that inherent drive to explore the unknown.
For sure.
Push boundaries.
Yeah.
See what's out there.
Absolutely.
And the visuals in the show really capture that sense of wonder.
They do.
With stunning shots of terraformed planets.
Wow.
And advanced spacecraft.
It's beautiful.
But then they flip the script.
Oh, how sad.
And show the harsh realities. Of what establishing a spacefaring civilization might entail.
Right. It's not all easy.
We see characters struggling to adapt. To a partially terraformed Mars.
Okay.
The thin atmosphere. The lack of familiar landscapes.
Right.
The constant reliance on technology just to survive.
It'd be tough.
It's a stark reminder that colonizing another planet wouldn't be a walk in the park.
No, definitely not.
There's that poignant scene where a character expresses this deep longing for Earth.
Oh, really?
For the feeling of wind on her skin, for breathing fresh air without a helmet.
It's the little things.
It really highlights that our connection to this planet runs deeper than we often realize.
It does.
And severing those ties could have some profound psychological and emotional consequences.
That's interesting.
It's a perspective often overlooked.
I think so.
In our romanticized visions of space travel.
Sure.
And beyond the personal level, year million doesn't let us forget the ethical dimension. We talked about the risk of contaminating other planets with Earth-based life. And potentially harming or even eradicating alien life forms.
There's a possibility.
In our quest for expansion.
Yeah, we have to be careful.
Right, like do we really have the right
It's a good question.
to impose ourselves on other worlds? Especially if they harbor life.
Right.
Even microbial life.
Even that.
It's a heavy question.
It is.
And the show doesn't pretend to have easy answers.
Yeah, I like that about it.
Instead, year million challenges our assumptions about what it means to be a spacefaring civilization.
Right.
Prompting us to consider the responsibility that comes with such power.
I see.
It's almost like the show is nudging us.
Okay. I'm interested.
Towards the idea that maybe the most responsible and perhaps even the most daring path forward is to focus on making Earth more sustainable.
Interesting.
Fix the problems that led us to consider leaving in the first place.
Right. Address the root causes.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
And it resonates strongly with the challenges we're facing today.
Absolutely, especially now.
Maybe the true test of our ingenuity isn't escaping to other planets, but using our technology to heal and preserve our home planet.
That's a good point.
It's a much-needed perspective shift.
I think so.
Especially at a time when we're facing climate change, resource depletion, environmental degradation. Year million suggests that instead of looking to the stars for salvation, maybe the solutions lie in looking inward.
Interesting.
At our own ingenuity and our capacity for collective action.
It's a hopeful message.
And the show doesn't just leave it at that.
They don't.
They offer glimpses of what a future focused on Earth could look like.
Cool.
With those incredible biodome cities.
Oh, yeah.
Powered by renewable energy. Creating self-sustaining ecosystems.
Wow.
Within Earth itself.
Like, those biodomes were amazing.
Imagine entire cities functioning as closed-loop systems, recycling resources, and existing in harmony with nature.
It does paint an almost utopian picture.
It does.
But the show cleverly reminds us that technology alone isn't a magic bullet.
No, it's not.
It raises questions about access and equity.
Like what kinds of questions?
Who gets to live in these high-tech havens?
Okay, yeah.
Who controls the resources and the technology that makes them possible?
So are we just creating new forms of inequality?
Potentially.
Even within these seemingly perfect environments?
It's something to consider.
These are vital questions.
They are.
And they highlight that building a sustainable future involves more than just technological innovation. It requires addressing social and political structures, ensuring that the benefits of progress are shared equitably.
It's a big challenge.
And speaking of technology shaping our lives in profound ways, we have to talk about the metaverse. Year million takes the concept of uploading our consciousness into a digital realm to a whole new level.
They really do.
It's a mind-bending idea.
It is.
The possibility of achieving a form of immortality.
Wow.
Experiencing boundless virtual realities.
That's amazing.
Connecting with others in ways we can barely imagine today.
It's hard to even picture.
But it also raises a whole host of questions
Bitches.
about what it even means to be human.
Right.
If we're existing in a digital world,
A good question.
do we lose something essential in the process of uploading our minds?
What happens to our bodies?
Yeah. What about our physical senses?
Right.
And our connection to the natural world?
That's a good point.
And perhaps most importantly, who controls this digital reality?
Right. Who's in charge?
Are we truly free in such a space?
These are questions philosophers have been grappling with
For ages.
For ages.
And Year Million throws gasoline on that fire.
They do.
By suggesting that the metaverse could become
Right.
the ultimate destination for humanity.
Wow.
A safe haven from the uncertainties
Yeah.
and limitations of the physical world.
It's a fascinating
It is.
and terrifying prospect all at once.
Yeah, I agree.
And it forces us to ask,
What's that?
are we truly escaping our problems by retreating into a digital realm? Or are we simply trading one set of challenges for another?
That's a tough one.
It's enough to make your head spin.
It is a lot.
But I think that's the brilliance of Year Million.
Yeah.
It doesn't offer easy answers.
No.
Or paint a simplistic picture of the future. Right.
It challenges us to think critically about the choices we face
For sure.
as a species.
Yeah.
And to envision the consequences of our actions.
Right.
Both intended and unintended.
It makes you really think.
Exactly.
It encourages us to engage in meaningful conversations about what kind of future we want to create.
Right.
Recognizing that technology is a powerful tool.
It is.
But ultimately, its impact depends on the values and choices that guide its development and application.
And with that in mind,
Yeah.
I think we're ready to move into the final part of our deep dive.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll explore those potential futures in more detail,
All right.
looking at the challenges and opportunities
Yeah.
presented by advanced technology, the ethical dilemmas we might face,
Right.
and the ultimate question of what it means to be human
Okay.
in a rapidly changing world.
Looking forward to it.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Year Million.
It's been quite a journey.
It has, from programmable matter
Yeah.
to terraforming alien life.
Right.
The metaverse.
We've covered a lot of ground.
I have.
And as we wrap up,
Yeah.
I think it's crucial to step back
Okay.
and consider that broader message
Right.
about humanity's future.
Very agree.
Beyond the visuals and futuristic scenarios,
Right.
there are some fundamental questions
I like what?
about our place in the universe,
Okay.
our relationship with technology,
Yeah.
the choices that shape our destiny.
One recurring theme that struck me was this idea of balance.
Balance. Okay.
This tension between pushing the boundaries of technological innovation and considering the consequences ourselves and the environments we inhabit.
It's a tightrope.
It is. Between progress
Yeah.
and responsibility.
We get caught up in the excitement.
We do.
With these advancements.
Like imagine buildings that adapt to earthquakes.
Wow.
Or cities powered by the sun.
Amazing.
But the show reminds us
Yeah.
that there's always a flip side.
Year Million doesn't shy away from showing the potential downsides
Right.
of unchecked technological advancement.
Like what?
We see the ecological impact of terraforming.
Okay.
The risks of hostile alien life.
Right.
The ethical dilemmas
Yeah.
of manipulating matter and consciousness.
It's a reality check.
It is.
That progress isn't always linear or purely positive.
Makes you think.
It does.
Are we equipped to handle such power?
That's a good question.
Like the Dyson sphere.
Yeah.
The concept is amazing.
It is.
But then you think harnessing the energy of an entire star
Wow.
comes with a whole new set of challenges.
New responsibilities, too.
Absolutely.
The show also pushes us to consider our place
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things.
The Fermi paradox
Right.
challenges our view of the universe.
It forces us to confront the possibility
What?
that we might not be the only intelligent civilization.
It's humbling.
It is. It makes those scenes
Yeah.
where humans encounter alien life even more thought-provoking.
They do.
Year million doesn't give us any easy answers about whether we're alone,
Right.
but it makes us consider what contact might mean for humanity.
What it might mean for us.
The show also challenges us
Okay.
to think about the nature of reality
Yeah.
and consciousness itself.
Like the metaverse.
The metaverse.
With uploading our minds.
Yeah, what happens to our sense of self?
Right, our physical bodies.
Our connection to the real world.
It raises a lot of questions.
It does, about the boundaries
Yeah.
between reality and simulation.
Year Million doesn't provide simple answers.
No,
It throws these questions at us.
Absolutely.
It makes us think about the consequences of our choices.
it's not just science fiction.
Yeah.
It's a reflection on our values.
And priorities.
As a species,
I think that's what makes it so compelling.
it goes beyond predicting the future.
It does.
It makes us think critically
Yeah.
about what kind of future we want to create.
It sparks our curiosity.
It does.
It challenges our assumptions.
About technology.
Yeah.
Our place in the universe.
What it means to be human.
One thought really stuck with me.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that the ultimate frontier
Yeah.
might not be out there in space,
Okay.
but inward, within our own minds.
That's powerful.
It is.
It suggests the most important journey
Yeah.
is one of self-discovery.
Understanding our own potential.
So as you continue to explore these ideas,
Yeah?
keep asking questions.
Challenge your assumptions.
Think about what kind of future you want.
The possibilities are limitless,
They are.
and the future is shaped.
By the choices we make today.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
Absolutely.
This is just the beginning.
The real exploration starts now.